What if I told you that in 1962, humanity came within minutes of total nuclear extinction? Not days, not hours, minutes. Missiles were armed. Submarines were underwater with nuclear weapons. Fighter pilots were already in the air. And the terrifying part, most people on Earth had no idea. This is not a movie. This is real history. This is the true story of the Cuban Missile Crisis, the 13 days when one wrong decision could have ended civilization forever. History isn't just about the wars that happened. It's about the wars that almost destroyed the world. In October 1962, the United States and the Soviet Union stood closer to nuclear war than ever before. One wrong decision could have erased cities within minutes. This is the story of the 13 days when the world held its breath. After World War II, the world split into two hostile camps. On one side stood the United States. On the other, the Soviet Union. This tension became known as the Cold War. No direct fighting, but constant fear, espionage, and nuclear threats. In 1959, everything changed in the Caribbean. Fidel Castro overthrew Cuba's government and slowly aligned himself with the Soviet Union for the United States. This was a nightmare scenario. Cuba was just 90 miles from Florida, closer than New York is to Washington, D.C. If the Soviets placed nuclear missiles there, American cities would have only minutes to react. To Moscow, however, Cuba was the perfect answer to American missiles already placed near the Soviet border. The world was quietly being set up for catastrophe. In October 1962, high above Cuban skies, American U-2 spy planes captured images that shocked Washington. Hidden beneath camouflage nets were Soviet nuclear missile launch sites, still under construction, but nearly operational. These missiles could reach Washington, New York, Chicago, almost every major U.S. city. President John F. Kennedy was shown the photographs. At that moment, he understood something terrifying. If these missiles became active, the balance of power would instantly collapse. The United States had to act, but acting too fast could trigger nuclear war. Kennedy assembled a secret group of advisors, known as EXCOM. Some generals demanded an immediate airstrike on Cuba. Others warned that bombing the missile sites would almost certainly force the Soviet Union to retaliate, possibly in Europe, possibly with nuclear weapons. The president chose a risky middle path. Instead of attacking, the U.S. Navy surrounded Cuba, stopping Soviet ships from delivering more missiles. This was called a quarantine. Around the world, people went to sleep, not knowing if they would wake up. American bombers were placed on full nuclear alert. Soviet forces did the same. For 13 days, the planet lived on borrowed time. On October 27th, the most dangerous day of the crisis, U.S. warships detected a Soviet submarine near Cuba. They dropped small depth charges as a warning, unaware of the truth. Inside the submarine was a nuclear torpedo, powerful enough to destroy an entire fleet. 3 officers were required to authorize its launch. 2 agreed. The third man refused. His name was Vasily Arkhipov. Against enormous pressure, Arkhipov said no. That single decision may have saved millions of lives and, possibly, the human race. Behind the scenes, Kennedy and Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev exchanged urgent messages. Finally, a deal was reached. The Soviet Union would remove its missiles from Cuba. In return, the United States secretly agreed to remove its missiles from Turkey. The world stepped back from the edge of annihilation. The Cuban Missile Crisis ended without a single nuclear weapon being fired. But it left behind a chilling lesson. Human survival does not always depend on technology or power. Sometimes it depends on one person choosing restraint over destruction. History remembers presidents and generals. But the fate of the world once rested in the hands of a single, unknown man. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more hidden stories from history.